Easton is a great place to live, work, raise a family, and run a business. It offers access to high-quality hospitals, excellent public schools, colleges. It also boasts a very diverse workforce. Easton is part of the Lehigh Valley, a top business growth area, where the growth leaders up to now have been in healthcare, education, arts, and business management offices. And this is an attractive place to locate. Easton has an abundance of options for dining, entertainment, and recreation. We're talking about great parks, festivals, a farmer's market right here on Center Square, and a vibrant, walkable downtown. These are all things that are attracting a wide range of people and companies right here to Easton, Pennsylvania. Hi, I'm Congressman Matt Cartwright, and I'm honored to speak for the 17th District of Pennsylvania. I'd like to take the next few minutes to introduce you to the city of Easton, Pennsylvania, and point out some of its finer qualities. Easton has a rich history. The area that was to become Easton was obtained from the Delaware Indians as part of what they called the Walking Purchase. It is a fantastic spot where the Lehigh River spills into the Delaware River, and so, little wonder that colonists chose to settle here as early as 1739, and that within a dozen years or so, they had it laid out as a town. Easton was home to its first congressman, George Taylor, a member of the Continental Congress and a signer of the Declaration of Independence. Easton is rightly proud of its rich historical background and has done a nice job of preserving the places like George Taylor's house, as well as Easton's downtown square, one of the first three places to have the Declaration of Independence read out loud in public. By the 20th century, the Simone Silk Mill was the largest producer of black silk ribbon in the world and employed 2,000 workers right here in Easton. Today, the city is in the process of reinventing that very same silk mill complex. We're turning it into a center for large commercial use as well as for restaurants, residences, and arts-based businesses. Some of that work is made possible with financial support from the U.S. Economic Development Administration. This project is a prime example of Easton's can-do spirit and its dedication to preserving history while supporting new businesses and residents. Don Cunningham is president of the Lehigh Valley Economic Development Corporation. He spent 6 years as county executive for Lehigh County, 2 terms as mayor of Bethlehem, and even served a term as a secretary in the Pennsylvania cabinet. He's been a chief architect of the economic renaissance in the Lehigh Valley.
The Lehigh Valley Economic Development Corporation is critical to being a center point, a partnership where federal and state resources can come together with local efforts and with private developers in order to make redevelopment occur on these old sites. This site behind me, the Silk Mill property, is a perfect example of a multifaceted partnership where LVEDC has been involved with the City of Easton and all of its ancillary economic development entities, along with Lafayette College, our federal partners like Congressman Cartwright and our state leaders to help bring resources to make this property alive again with multiple reuse for tomorrow's Easton.
Easton is especially appealing because of its great labor force and low cost of doing business. With 3 business incubators in the Lehigh Valley, there's plenty of help for innovation and growth. For the last 17 years, the dynamic Tony Iannelli has been the CEO and president of the Greater Lehigh Valley Chamber of Commerce. Under his guidance, the Chamber has grown from just 700 members to over 5,000 and is currently the 9th largest chamber in the United States.
Chambers across this country have typically provided support for business. But I think what's a little different about this chamber is that it's become a large regional chamber but never lost the local aspect. So we're sitting here now in the Easton office on Northampton Street, on the main street. So while we, with our 5,000 plus members, offer access to businesses valley-wide, where business in Easton can sell to businesses in Emmaus or in Slatington, at the same time, we're here in an office in Easton. We have an Easton chamber who will set an agenda that complements that community, that's important to that community, so this bottom-up approach. So the Chamber's here to support business. The Chamber's here to allow and help businesses grow. The Chamber's here for business opportunities and networking, are providing programs, healthcare programs, insurance programs that might save them money. And then lastly, work on pro-business legislation. Legislation that's going to allow business to grow and prosper is very important. And it sometimes businesses, particularly small businesses, feel like it's out of their control. But in the case of the Chamber, and the bottom-up approach and the size, we feel we can have an impact that will help the pro-business agenda.
Longtime Easton Mayor Sal Panto is credited for making Easton a cleaner and safer city with low taxes and robust economic development, all while keeping the city on a sound, fiscally responsible path.
You know, a lot of people overuse the word renaissance, but in Easton, we really are experiencing a renaissance. You know, 25 years ago, this place was a dead city, but it's been revitalized, and the renaissance has really taken place because of programs like our Main Street Initiative program, which is staffed by only 2 people, but has like over 100 volunteers. And that's, I think, the real driving force between Easton's economy today is the number of volunteers that are involved. The program not only has the Main Street program, but our ambassador program, which puts people with clean and safe right on their vest, letting people know, visitors to our city know that clean and safe is not just a political mantra, it's our way of life here. That everything has to be clean and safe, otherwise you're not going to have businesses coming to Easton, and you're not going to have residents coming to Easton. So the program is the Easton Ambassadors Program and the Main Street Initiatives. But it's really about the people, and the number of people who are now, there's a synergy of people wanting to invest in the city, move to the city, start businesses in the city, and all of our businesses are good, locally grown, mom and pop type businesses. And that is really the driving force between the economy in the entire United States.
Gregory Potter, president of the Lehigh Valley Central Labor Council, is a key labor leader in the area. As president, Greg Potter represents over 40,000 union members throughout Lehigh and Northampton counties.
Northampton County is an outstanding place for business to relocate to. We've seen several that over the years. We've got a strong base of manufacturing, national companies like Victaulic, Crayola, Georgia Pacific with their Dixie plant, as well as high-tech companies like B. Braun. We have a very educated workforce. We have the easiest airport to navigate in and out of in the country, and we have a great relationship with organized labor as well as folks at the Chamber of Commerce. We're working together to make our residents better, which in turn makes our community a great place to live, work, and play in.
The transportation connections to consumer markets in Easton are also excellent. Easton is located on the eastern end of the Lehigh Valley. So a business in Easton can access 6 major highways, an international airport, 2 Class A rail providers, as well as an intermodal rail hub. Easton is already home to a premier household name manufacturer, Crayola Crayons. In addition, great companies like Martin Guitar, Dixie Cup, Air Products, Just Born, Sam Adams, Nestle Waters, Kraft Foods, and Ocean Spray are also in the Lehigh Valley. Sometimes Easton is called the Little Apple because it's about a 90-minute drive to both New York and Philadelphia. The proximity to these bigger cities has actually helped Easton develop a thriving arts community. There are over half a dozen galleries in Easton's downtown. And don't leave out live theater. Easton showcases live performances on the actual site of a vaudeville theater house built over 100 years ago. Speaking of tradition, the Easton Farmers Market is the oldest continuously running one in the country. It's held right downtown on Center Square. But if you don't feel like cooking, within about a 5-minute walking radius of Center Square, Easton has over 35 restaurants with a wide variety of cuisine. Along the way, you'll see dozens of interesting shops and galleries that will make you really wish you had more time to linger and relax and explore. If it's the outdoors you crave, we have trails and all kinds of recreation just a stone's throw from City Hall. Remember, Easton sits at the junction of the Delaware and Lehigh rivers, and that means fishing. Locals and tourists also enjoy tubing, kayaking, and jet skiing on the river. Residents and visitors by the thousands also enjoy a number of annual festivals, including Heritage Day, Garlic Fest, and even Bacon Fest. Live music often plays in Center Square and in the beautiful parks that line the rivers. Easton is also a collection of neighborhoods, each with its own character and charm. Some of the neighborhoods, like Downtown, College Hill, and the West Ward, are actually connected by the relaxing Carl Sterner Arts Trail. It's named for a local sculptor who actively and successfully encouraged artists to move to Easton. When you think about it, George Taylor and Carl Sterner had it right. The confluence of the Lehigh and Delaware rivers right here is a great place to locate a manufacturing business. It's a wonderful place to enjoy the arts and the outdoors, and it's a terrific place to raise a family. When you add it all up, it's Easton, Pennsylvania, a great place to live and work.